Hello, good morning everyone. This is Melinda. Let's go ahead and get started. And if you didn't see my post about essential oils, I'm going to just use one today, but if you have oils and you want to grab them, please do. I put it in the description, so there's, it's a very good chance that nobody saw it, but today's all about opening the heart chakra. So, it's the middle of February and it's that time of year, and I just thought it would be a nice focus for this week, and maybe even next week we'll continue into it. So let's get started. 2 blocks, or if not, I'll give modifications today. And just come to a comfortable seat. And you can sit back on your heels. You can sit in supported hero's pose. I like to place a block between my feet and then just move my calves out of the way as I sit down, or just a simple cross-legged position. And just a really quick introduction. The chakras are essentially energy centers in the body. The word actually means wheel. And we've got 7 main chakras that we talk about a lot in, a lot of different things, yoga, spiritual practices, Reiki. They kind of recur throughout various different philosophies. And these are just essentially where there's like bundles of nerves that intersect in the body. So in the subtle body, we call these nadis, and they're just the channels that intersect. And then we have this main meridian, which is kind of alongside our spine. And along that meridian are the 7 chakras. So, of course, the heart chakra is going to be right here, and it's right in the center of your chest. It's not really like where the organ is so much, but right here. And, that's where we tend to put our hands when we say put your hand on your heart, right? And this is a chakra that, when it gets hurt, it can get closed off very easily. So any of us that have been hurt in a relationship, probably the prime example, knows that it takes a while to heal, and it takes a while to feel the same love. But today's class is really about forgiveness and self-love. And I'm going to grab an oil, and I'm just going to give you guys a couple choices. So these are all heart balancing. Rose, Lang Lang, which is what I have. Jasmine, lavender, neroli, melissa, marjoram, geranium, sandalwood, lemon, yarrow, eucalyptus, chamomile. So that's a very long list. I can post it in the flow afterwards. But if you have an oil and you'd like to grab it and just give it a little smell in the bottle. This is a lovely floral smell to it. And just come into the space. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And then you can even take a little dab on your fingers, just a drop. Normally you don't want to apply these to your skin directly, but give it a little rub on your fingertips. And then you can cup your nose with your hands and just breathe in deeply. And exhale, lower your hands down, maybe even placing them on your heart centers. I like to put my left hand underneath, right hand on top. Focusing on your heart center, drawing your awareness there. We think of the heart chakra. We think of how it gets hurt, but the Sanskrit word for it is actually anahata, which means unstruck. So it's actually an interesting variance, almost the opposition of what we think of. And I like to interpret that. My own personal interpretation is love can overcome. So even when we're hurt, we can really remain unstruck with love and with focus on the heart chakra. I'd like you to bring something into your mind today where you can begin to find forgiveness. And it could be for yourself or for someone else. So what have you been holding on to that you feel like you need to forgive? Draw that into your mind and draw it into your heart center. As you focus on your heart center, cultivate love, compassion, forgiveness, empathy. And imagine your heart It's this glowing green energy of light radiating out in all directions, 360 degrees, like a sun in the center of your body. And this light is glowing and radiating and growing. And set for yourself an intention or an affirmation for the day. An affirmation is usually an I am statement. I am enough. I am love. I am peace. I am strong. Whatever it is, bring that into your heart center. It's glowing green energy radiating out. Inhale deeply through the nose. Silently repeat your mantra to yourself. And exhale. Gently blink your eyes open. And you can even take a little sniff in for your oils if you have those today. And if you're on a block, gently move it out of the way. And I'm going to leave my oil open at the top of my mat just so I can smell it throughout practice. And I also have my crystals here. So green is the color of the heart chakra, but we also associate it with pink, rose quartz. I have green aventurine and rose quartz today. Let's move into tabletop. And I know we spent a little time, so I'll probably go over about 5 minutes today, just so we get our full practice in. Let's move into some rounds of cat-cow. So lower your belly. Really lift your heart. Draw your shoulders away from one another. Broaden through your chest. As you exhale, round your spine. Press, press, press into the mat, separating your shoulder blades. Inhale, lower, lift your gaze. Exhale, round the spine. Keep moving with your breaths for a couple more rounds. And it's nice to always come back to focusing on your affirmation. Focusing on your heart center. Last round of cat-cow. Come back to center. Begin to walk your hands to the corners of your mat. Let your heart sink towards the mat. Hips stay high. Puppy pose. This is also sometimes called Anahata asana. So that's our heart chakra asana. Which makes sense because you're really sinking your heart towards the ground, melting your heart. And you may even want to bring your chin to the mat if that's comfortable, but only if you feel open. I know I'm not there yet today. Inhale, come back to table. Left palm plants, right arm lifts, take the twist to the right. Exhale, thread the needle, right cheek to the mat. Let this be a nice gentle opening to start, feeling the separation between your shoulder blades. Stretch across the back of the shoulder girdle. Left palm plants, inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, right palm lowers. Inhale, left arm lifts. Exhale, thread the needle. Hips stay high. Use your breath to feel that nice, gentle opening. Imagine your heart glowing at the back of your body. And right palm plants, left arm lifts up. Exhale, lower your left hand down. And just come to a nice gentle forward fold. You can keep knees bent. Feet can be together or hip width distance. I like to always start with bent knees. And I'm actually going to wrap my arms around my calves today, but you can take ragdoll or any variation you like. Fingertips can hang. So let your sits bones move up towards the sky. Head is heavy. You can even shake your head side to side just to release. Release your fingertips down. Come up halfway, fingertips to shins, long spine, crown of your head forward. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, ground down, rise all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's just take a few shoulder openers. So begin to circle your right arm back. And then circle it forward. See, my ceilings are low, so I got to be really careful here. And then take the same with your left. Circle it back a few times. Just really getting some movement in your shoulders. And circle it forward. And then pressing your palms, interlace fingers, push your palms away from you. Inhale, lift up. Stretch long through your spine. Keep a little bend in your knees. Draw your tailbone down. Lift your heart, and then think about knitting your low ribs in just so you protect your low back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crescent to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, crescent to the left. Inhale to center. Really stretch up. Exhale, release your arms down and just give your shoulders a little roll. We're going to do just one round of Sun Salutation today. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, make your way back to high plank. Press your heels back, lift your gaze strong in your core. Now draw your gaze back down. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin, Ashtanga Asana. Lower to your belly, untuck your toes. Inhale, up to Cobra. Exhale, lower. Let's take a couple Cobra Rolls. Inhale, press up. Lift your heart. Pubic bone presses into the mat. And lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes. Bend through your knees. And then send your hips back to your heels. You can untuck your toes. Child's pose, one breath. Inhale, up through table. Tuck your toes, send your hips high, downward facing dog. And as always, feel free to start with a deep bend in your knees, getting long in your spine, opening through the arms, and maybe pedaling out. We'll be here for a few breaths. When we think about the heart chakra, we really think about the center of the body, but actually the arms, limbs, shoulders are all part of this energy center. It's the only one with a horizontal axis. So lengthening and taking care of this area is all associated with the heart. Gaze forward. Make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Ground down, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release your fingertips. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Lift halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, make your way back to downward facing dog. Lift your right leg high, coming to three-legged dog. Bend through your right knee, roll your hip open. Get a really nice stretch through the hip, side body. Inhale, come back through to center. Exhale, right knee comes all the way through. Low lunge, lift your gaze, drop your back knee. Come on up, Anjaneyasana. I'm going to untuck toes here. Inhale, lift your arms, hook your thumbs. Think about drawing your tailbone down. Right hip pulls back, heart lifts. Gaze can stay relatively neutral. No need to crank your neck. But think about lifting your heart to the sky. Exhale, release your hands, circle your arms all the way around and down. Tuck your back toes, lift your left knee, left palm plants. Inhale, take a twist to your right. Revolved, twisted lunge. I'm not sure if that's the name of it, but that's what I just called it. Then begin to open your heart. Spin onto the pinky edge side of both of your feet. Let your right arm come back behind you. Nice big chest opener. Exhale, come back through to center, low lunge. Step your left foot up, and we're coming to pyramid. So this is your spot for your blocks. Any level. If you don't have blocks, keep a little bend in your front knee. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Let your neck be long, chin slightly towards your chest. Use your breath through each posture, firing up your Ujjayi breath. Inhale, ground down, little bend in your front knee, come all the way up. And then grab for your elbow. So opposite elbows, we're going to take a pyramid with a chest opener. So you can also interlace hands or take reverse prayer hands behind you. I'm going to do elbows today. Draw your right hip back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together in the back. Lift your heart. Exhale, keep a long spine and lower down. So you might not get very far. You want to keep the openness in your chest as you lower down into pyramid. Maybe as you hold, you'll lower a little bit more. Ground down through both feet. Rise up. Release your arms. Move your blocks out of the way. Plant your palms. Step back to high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Lower to your belly. Untuck toes. Lift your heart, cobra. Exhale, lower. Send your hips back to your heels. Child's pose. One breath. Tuck your toes. Hips come high. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Bend through your left knee. Roll your hip open. Stacking left hip on top of right. And I always like to take the twist. I know they always say, keep your shoulders square, which is a good too, but do what feels good. Do your version. Inhale, back through to center. Exhale, draw your left knee all the way in and through. Draw your gaze forward for just a moment, and then let it come down. Right palm plants. Inhale, take the twist to your left. Left arm to the sky. Begin to roll over onto the pinky edge side of both feet, so your foot kind of splays out. Open through your heart. Let your left arm come behind you. And come back through to center. Plant your palms. Drop your back knee. And I totally did that out of order, but that's totally cool. And rise on up. Coming to Anjaneyasana. Draw your right hip back. Inhale, lift your arms. Hook your thumbs the opposite way. So whatever you did last time, switch it up. Draw your left hip back. Tailbone down. Lift your heart. Broaden through the chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Big chest opener. And exhale, release your arms down. Plant your palms. We'll just move right into pyramid since we already did our twist. Step your right foot up. Grab your blocks if you need them. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Let your neck be long. Just releasing it. Feels really nice. Even a little gentle side to side here might feel lovely. Take a little bend through your front knee. Rise all the way up. Ooh. Grab for opposite elbows and take the opposite grip of last time. So the one that feels really funky. Find your grounding. You might need to widen your feet a little bit. I think that's my issue. Inhale, lift your heart. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, drawing your hips back, lower down, any amount. You can keep a little micro bend in that front knee just to not lock out your joints. Let your neck be long, chin come slightly in. Inhale, slowly begin to rise. Release your arms, move your props out of the way. Plant your palms, make your way back to high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Lower to your belly. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, press it back, child's pose. Come back to downward facing dog as you're ready. You're going to take that flow just a little bit quicker. As we hold down dog, I invite you to come back to your affirmation. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Inhale, right leg lifts high. Exhale, bend your right knee, roll your right hip open. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, right foot comes all the way through. Runner's lunge. Drop your back knee. Hook your thumbs. Inhale, lift your heart. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, let your arms circle down. Plant your palms. Lift your back knee. Take the twist to the right. Right arm extends up. Exhale, spin all the way open. Pinky edge sides of both feet. Right arm comes open. Lower back through to center. Step up, pyramid pose. Lengthen on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, ground down, rise up. Grab for opposite elbows. Lift your heart. Exhale, fold. Bend through your front knee. Press all the way up. Release your arms. Hands plant. Step back. High plank. Inhale, forward. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Ashtanga asana. Lower to your belly. Inhale, lift your heart. Cobra. Exhale, lower. Press all the way back. Child's pose. One breath. Come on up, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts high. Exhale, roll your hip open. Inhale through center. Exhale, step it through. Low lunge. Drop your back knee. Hook your thumbs the opposite way. Inhale, lift up. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, let your arms circle down. Release your hands. Lift your right knee. Right palm plants, twist to the left. Open through the chest, spin onto the pinky edge sides of both feet. Nice big heart opening. And exhale, come back through to center. Step your right foot up. Inhale, lengthen. Grab your blocks if you need them. And exhale, fold for just a couple breaths. Ground down, rise all the way up. Little bend in your front knee. Grab for opposite elbows, taking the funky version. Lift your heart. Exhale, lower down. Just notice how the second round feels slightly different than the first. Inhale, rise up, release the grip. Palms plant, make your way back to high plank. Inhale, forward. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Come to your belly. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower, press all the way back, child's pose. Let's stay here a few times. So take your favorite version of child's pose. Knees can be together or wide. Arms can be back by your heels or extended. Or I'm taking reverse prayer today. 3 breaths. It's a nice way to counterbalance all the heart opening that we've been doing. Releasing your low back. Coming back to your center. Begin to gently press yourself back up on your next inhale. Let's come to your knees. Moving into camel, a few rounds of camel. So if you'd like blocks, you can place these back by your heels. I'm going to tuck toes for my camel. I suggest it's a good place to start, so you can have toes tucked. If you want the extra height to reach back, we'll have blocks. But this first round, you don't really need them because we're going to just stay upright. So let's start with fist to your low back. Engage your core, navel towards your spine. Draw your tailbone down. Then squeeze your elbows together. Open through your chest. Keep squeezing your elbows together, lifting your heart. Keep your gaze neutral to start. Now begin to let your right ear move towards your right shoulder, and you should feel a really nice neck stretch. Oh, making noises because, man, is my neck sore this week. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, let your left ear fall towards your left shoulder. Keep drawing your shoulder blades together really deep. stretch across the neck. Inhale, come back to center, lift your heart. Exhale, untuck your toes, sit back on your heels for just a moment to neutralize your spine. And we've got 2 more rounds of Camel. So you can stay with that same variation of just lifting your heart. Come on back up. If you'd like to try with props, place your blocks back by your feet. We'll take a little deeper than the last one, but take what works for you, so be mindful. Draw your tailbone down, lift your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades. And then this time, I like to do one at a time. Right arm releases and swings around, and it can land on the block or on your heel, depending on where you're at. Personally, I'm going to do heels today. Let's see. And then left arm swings all the way around. I like to think of it as like swimming. It makes it easier for me. Keep drawing your tailbone down, so no crunching in the low back. Lift your heart. I'm keeping my gaze pretty neutral. So maybe up a little bit towards the ceiling, but not letting my whole head drop back today. Taking it easy on my neck today. Sometimes it feels good to let it go back, but, notice where you're at. All right. Begin to really ground down through your tailbone. Lift up. Ooh. Untuck toes, sink hips to heels. We'll take one more round. You can stay with the version you were at. This time I'm going to try and do it with untucked toes, but it might not serve me, so we'll see how this goes. Come back up to your heel or your knees. Fists to your low back. Draw your navel to the spine. Open to the chest. Squeeze your elbows in. Release your right hand. Swim it all the way back. Release your left hand. Swim it back. Gaze is staying forward. Lift your heart. Really deep chest opener. Oh, it should feel lovely though. One hand back to your low back and then the other. Ooh, slowly come up. Sit back on your heels. Thunderbolt Pose. Draw your eyes closed and just notice how you're feeling in this moment. Your heart might be racing a little bit. You might feel a little bit more vibrant and awake in your body now. Gently blink your eyes open. Move your props out of the way. And like I said, we are going to go over 5 minutes. It is 8:30 now, but I'd like it if you can stay with me for the cool down. You're going to lengthen your heels out. Move any flesh out from under the sits bones. Long, tall spine. Staff pose. Press your palms into the mat. Lift your heart. Exhale. Begin to slowly fold over. Straight legs. Let your chin come to your chest. And maybe we don't go very far today. So just be mindful of how you're feeling. If you feel like you really need a low back release, you can take a nice bend in your knees and thread your arms under your knees. Let your spine round. That's the version I'm going to take. All that chest opening. This is a lovely counterbalance to that. And then gently releasing your arms from under your legs if you took that version. Slowly lower down onto your back. Rolling down one vertebra at a time. Let's just do a little bit of dynamic bridge pose. So fingertips should be able to just touch your heels. We're going to take our arms overhead as we lift our hips. So begin to press your low back into the mat first. Then inhale, lift your hips, lift your arms straight up overhead. Exhale slowly for a count of 5, lowering down. Arms come with it. 3, 2, 1. We'll take 2 more rounds of this. Press your low back. Inhale up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage your pelvic floor this time. Lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Press your low back. Inhale, lift your hips and arms for 4. Gauge your pelvic floor, squeeze those pubic muscles, and lower down for 6 this time. Nice and slow. 1 vertebra at a time. And release. Hug your knees into your chest. Just give them a little squeeze in. Placing your hands on your knees, extend your knees out. We're going to take a little just motion back and forth. Inhale, knees come into chest. Exhale, knees pull away. Arms straighten. Inhale in. Exhale, extend. Inhale in. Exhale, extend. We'll take one more just because it feels good. And then let's take a nice spinal twist. I'm going to do Gomukhasana legs first. So I'm crossing my right knee over my left. Flexing through both feet. You can grab for your shins or ankles. Give them a little squeeze. Just pulling your feet away from each other. Knees in towards your chest. And then allowing the twist to fall over to the left. Gaze can stay neutral, or maybe you want to draw it over your right shoulder. Finding your version today. I don't know about you, but I just got some lovely cracks coming into this pose this morning. Gently begin to roll back to center. Hug your knees in, and then take the cross the other way. Left knee over right. Once again, just one moment in this reclined Gomukhasana. Grabbing for your feet, ankles, shins, knees towards chest, feet pulling away from one another. Nice outer hip stretch. And releasing your feet, let your knees fall over to your right. Gaze can stay up or to your left. Your head come back to center, knees back to center, squeeze them in. Release your feet to the mat. You can even take a little windshield wiper back and forth if you like. Last posture of class. I'm going to take a happy baby. If you'd like to take something else, go for it. Whatever it is you'd like to complete your practice today. And I always love to rock my happy baby. Such a nice release for my back. Some people don't like it, but it's like massaging my sacrum. And gently release whatever pose you're in, coming to Savasana. And maybe you want to take a variation. Supta Baddha Konasana is feeling good to me right now. But go with what feels good. You're taking traditional Shavasana. Let your feet come out, shoulder blades turn under, palms towards the sky, and close your eyes if that's comfortable, or at least take a nice soft gaze. And as you hold this final pose, relaxing your face and jaw, releasing the little wrinkles between your eyebrows, I invite you to come back to your heart center, coming back to that place of forgiveness, of love and compassion. What is it that you are ready to forgive? And let go of. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you like. If you'd like to come up and join me to a seat, gently make your way there, hugging knees into chest, slowly rolling onto one side, and coming up to seated. I invite you to end your practice the same way we began, placing your left hand on your heart, right hand over top. Let your chin come slightly towards your chest. Coming back to your affirmation. And if you have your essential oils, you can grab that. Give a little sniff, or do the same thing we did at the beginning, where you're putting a little bit on your fingertips, rubbing your hands together, cupping your hands over your nose and breathing it in. And repeating your affirmation to yourself. drawing your hands to prayer, bow your chin to chest. So much gratitude. I'm practicing with you all today. Thank you for joining me. The light, the student, and the teacher in me honors the light, the student, and the teacher in you. Drawing our thumb knuckles to the third eye center of our forehead. Together we bow and say namaste. Namaste.